Oh, Donald Trump. Oh, Donald Trump. So, what did I think about his rhetoric against Somalia and how he feels about Congresswoman uh, Omar, Alan Omar? It's a one-two punch of his racist agenda. It's always to blame somebody that has a certain complexion and situation to say that that's what's wrong. He called the country garbage and he called it trash, and they all want to throw out the country and all this. This is the kind of rhetoric that is being universally pushed as a means to, try to do away with, people having the rights, even though, let's be realistic, no one that looks like him really did discover the United States, and no one that really looks like him really, he's an immigrant as much as everybody. But I'm not going to try to make sense of stuff because people, get all when you bring up history, and then you bring up the whitewash that goes on, where you find out that it was done in ways that it doesn't look like, and you're never taught the proper history. You're taught his story, but not history. But when hearing him on this rant was just very jarring and disturbing, and just, it's the standard kind of mess that he does on a day-to-day basis. He gets on his soapbox. We know you don't like black people. We know how you feel about when you say this. And then his defenders say, well, you can't say he's racist and he's not that. But then he sure goes a heck of a way out of his way to make sure he lets it be known how he feels. And I tell people this all the time. If you think that Somalia isn't a representation of black folks in the States, then you're in the denial, you're in Delulu, because believe me, what they say, one back scratch is another. So if he's saying it out loud about something that, is a certain sector, believe me, he ain't far from the other. It's kind of like the gopher in the golf course that hops. The rabbit that hops in one hole is going to hop in another. So you'll play golf and the ball goes in and the rabbit pops out here. Well, guess what? It indented all the golf courses. So, that's the mindset. The mindset is what it is. And when you paint a brush or generalize a whole sector of people, that's kind of the reality where we're going. Reality is definitely taking on its own spin, and it's just a sad reality, but that's kind of how it is. His rant against Somalia is deeper than you think, because it's not just about the country and then Congresswoman Omar, but it's also looking at black folks. It's a reminder that there's a one sweep of what goes on. And you might say to yourself, well, if you're black, you say, well, you ain't talking about me, so no, they got other ways of getting at you. So believe me, it's identify yourself